Half a century before Disneyland opened, New York built an electric city devoted entirely to fun. It had mechanical horses, human roulette wheels, and attractions designed to turn visitors into part of the show. Boats raced down water chutes and struck the lagoon in a wall of spray, while more than 1 million electric lights burned overhead. On the busiest summer days, the crowds could look almost impossible. History Unpacked, the facts behind the postcard. But Coney Island did not begin as a theme park. In the 19th century, it was a seaside escape at the southern edge of Brooklyn. Beaches, bathing pavilions, hotels, and restaurants. An 1879 map still shows that earlier Coney Island. Rail lines and grand hotels were arriving, but much of the shoreline remained open. The ingredients were already there. A beach, a growing city, and transportation that could deliver people by the thousands. The breakthrough came in 1895. Paul Boynton opened Sea Lion Park, generally recognized as the world's first enclosed outdoor amusement park. That gate changed the business. Instead of selling one ride at a time along a scattered resort, an operator could control an entire world. 2 years later, George Tilyou opened Steeplechase Park. Its signature ride sent visitors racing side by side on mechanical horses. But the real product was not machinery. It was permission to act ridiculous in public. Steeplechase turned embarrassment into entertainment. A rope bridge bounced beneath visitors while the crowd watched every step. The human roulette wheel spun until people slid into a laughing pile. Spectators watched every misstep, knowing they might be next. A revolving floor knocked people down. It was a new kind of mass entertainment. Repeatable, photogenic, and social. The crowd was part of the attraction. Then Coney Island became a competition in spectacle. Luna Park opened in 1903. Dreamland followed in 1904, along with Steeplechase. The three great parks tried to outbuild, outshine, and outamaze one another. Luna Park covered 38 acres. At night, more than 1 million electric lights traced its towers, domes, and lagoons. Electricity was still wondrous enough that the lighting itself was an attraction. Visitors were not merely looking at the future. They were walking inside it. Dreamland answered with monumental white architecture, a central tower, elaborate shows, and its own manufactured world. Coney Island had discovered the formula later theme parks would perfect. Leave ordinary life at the gate, then surround the visitor with one complete illusion. The three great parks were only the anchors. Between them ran an unruly world of independent rides, penny arcades, theaters, sideshows, games, and food stands. Every operator competed for the next nickel. The attractions could be strange, beautiful, and sometimes alarming. Boats shot down steep chutes and hit the lagoon in a wall of spray. Riders climbed, fell, spun, raced, and became performers for everyone standing nearby. One attraction sent a horse down a high ramp into a pool. It drew crowds then. Today, it is a reminder that the definition of entertainment changes. Coney's operators were testing limits in real time, usually with wood, water, gravity, and very little concern for dignity. The deeper change was social. Coney Island offered working people an affordable day beyond the factory, the tenement, and the rules of respectable city life. Established New Yorkers and recent immigrants shared the same beach, rides, food stands, and crowded walkways. Groups often kept apart in ordinary life were pressed together here by the thousands. By 1900, about 100,000 people filled Coney Island on a typical summer Sunday. By the mid-1920s, a Sunday crowd could reach 1 million. The surviving films make that history feel immediate. People do not pose like figures in a textbook. They eat, flirt, laugh, stare at the camera, and spend a few hours being customers instead of workers. The fantasy was built mostly from wood, canvas, wiring, and ambition. Fire was never far away. Dreamland burned in 1911 and never reopened. Luna Park was devastated by fire in 1944. Steeplechase lasted until 1964, but the age of the giant private parks was ending. Yet Coney Island did not disappear. The subway reached the district in 1920, and the city opened the boardwalk in 1923. Those changes made the beach even more public. Coney became easier to visit for a few hours instead of an entire resort stay. In 1927, the cyclone added a new landmark. Its wooden track runs nearly 3,000 feet, and the ride still reaches more than 60 miles an hour. The cars changed. The skyline changed. The neighborhood changed. The basic promise did not. Pay at the entrance. Step out of ordinary life. Let a machine frighten you. Then buy something sweet and do it again. Coney Island did not invent every ride, and it was never one single park. Its larger invention was the modern amusement experience. Controlled admission, themed environments, electric spectacle, thrill machines, food, souvenirs, and crowds invited to become part of the show. Decades before Disneyland, Coney proved that a park could sell more than rides. It could sell temporary membership in another world. The old postcard shows towers and lights. The history behind it is bigger. Coney Island taught industrial America how to take a day off. If you enjoy the history hiding behind familiar places, subscribe to History Unpacked. There is always more behind the postcard.